There we go. Mic check 1 2. What is this? You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Fife Dog. Y'all know that's where I got that from. If you real hip hop, you know that's where I got that from. And however, what better way, I should say, what better way to start the show within a quote from a Queens dude. Fife Dog is from Queens. Our guest today is from Queens. The legendary Mic Geronimo. Salute, 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 salute. Waiting for him to get in the building. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I started this show 2 hours early. The anticipation was so crazy. I was so just itching to hop in the building with my brother and do this interview that I hopped in on at 7 o'clock when the interview was supposed to start at 9. So joke's on me. I just got word that my brother's logging in now. He's getting it together. Big shout out to Ali for helping us put this together. No doubt. Shout out to her. Doing big things. And it's Madism, y'all. All we do is spark Madism. It's a big week for me. Yesterday, I dropped a banging single called The Cypher featuring KRS-One. I'm going to premiere that in a little bit. Big shout out to the Bullets Gotti Show 2.0. He checks in regularly, so I got to shout that brother out. Big supporter. Love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? The homie just checked in. I see him in the green room. So, I'm going to bring him in. We're going to drop a little jewels. I'm going to put up the cypher. We're going to share the show, share the link, bring some people in the conversation so we know that it's live and direct. But right now, I'm going to bring the brother in and say what's up. Peace to the God. Peace to the G.O.D.
Peace to the God. How you feel, bro?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you, Black.
It's been a minute, since we seen each other.
How long?
Clubhouse with the vocals. It's been years. Too long, bro.
I know. I hear your voice on the Clubhouse, but I haven't seen. When's the last time we saw each other, bro?
Bro, it's been years, bro. It's been years. I can't. I don't know if it's still saw you in the club or in the recording studio, or
I think we was either going or coming from somewhere, and we might have either a club or something like that. But it's good to see you, blood, man.
Oh, bro, it's my brother right here. So look, we do this regularly. This is the Madism TV platform, right? Madism, it's about that weed. I'm gonna light this up. You know what I mean?
Don't please don't mention. We going there? Come on, man. Look, a funny story, right? On the way here to the big dance. So I say to myself, right, when I'm going through all of my programming and doohickeys and gizmos and buttons and shit, I say, yo, man, you're going on Hawks joint tonight. Won't you not smoke? Won't you just be cool? Whatever. I get in here and you looking at me like a Martian because I don't have my blunt. So with that being said, hold on, wait. I didn't say I wasn't prepared for class.
No, before you go, before you go, because we're gonna take a second. I'm gonna throw up the new joint. I just dropped a joint yesterday called The Cypher featuring KRS-One. So what I do, so I think
you people know you was
doing I've been promo. I've been doing the promo. Promo.
Okay,
right?
so we go.
So but the ism is about the weed, right? But the ism is about all the isms: racism, sexism, fascism, totalitarianism, capitalism. Lyricism. The name of this show is the Lyricism Show.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? All the isms. So we gonna go a little deep. We gonna keep it hip hop, no doubt. We gonna talk about this, give you a chance to get yours proper, know. But don't feel like if you want to stay clear of mine, don't let me peer pressure you when smoking.
You know what it was? It's because last night, shout out my Smoke Champs family and all that shit. But we went out last night, and then when I came home, bro, I had a half-baked night, bro. So when I woke up today, I was just like, yo, I'm so high, I'm still high.
Hey, man, it was 420 yesterday. It's only righteous, you know what I mean? Like, Red and Meth did their thing last night. We're going to get all that. Let me put this up.
That's what's up.
And while this is going, get your herb shit situated.
Yeah, give me one sec.
But share the link. Everybody that's in the chat, share the link. Bring people into the conversation. We got a legend in the building. We got a legend in the building, Mic Geronimo. You know what I mean? So ask your questions in the chat. I'm going to put them up on the screen. We want to have a lively conversation. Share the link. Share the thread. This is important. We got real hip hop in the building. We're gonna be talking about some really important things and getting the real perspective from a real G, my dude, Mike Geronimo. All right, so here we're gonna share this joint called The Cypher. And while we off doing this, y'all know what to do. Share, share, share.
I'm here, bro.
This stuff is really
Hey, 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 yo, what is a cipher? Hey, yo, what is a cipher?
What's a straw? It's called The Cypher. Yo, it's called The Cypher.
We can what is a cipher?
The cipher is a circle with all points connected, where you get your boogie off and the weak get disrespected. The cipher is so sacred, takes place on hollow ground. B-boys seek to battle on a mission to follow sound. Beatbox DJ banging on the table is the way we settle beef since the days of Cain and Abel. Ask Pop Master Fable, the jams at DMC, with DJs battle for world supremacy. The cipher's not always round, but always on the square. Breakers be on the ground, but I'm gonna put the weed in the air. The cipher's like the wheels of steel and scratch, it makes me itch. I get hyper with the lyrical skills when the DJ catch my pitch. When the fader's being switched, everything live in the mix, but still off the cut like I wear it on my wrist.
What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
The cipher, the cryptic writer, the mind igniter. I'm a rhymer designer, a line after line of rhymer. See, I'm an 80s rhymer, the crazy kind of you can't phase me rhymer. I write raw shit like I'm writing on baby diapers. I blaze these ciphers with basic shit. Savage, I'm one that kill for 8 type shit. Hit after hit, all classics, spit in the grid. You talk that hickory dick, you getting lickety split. This what you get, you ain't taking nothing from me. The goat that steps to KRS is the goat that's getting curried. Brain matter, I'm the original face slapper. It's been so many years, you must have forgot we used to chase rappers. Now I'm bust on these nappy-headed hoes, I must. You ain't bad boy, talk big, get your eye popped. That fake shit's not us, you know how fresh Chris is. Career killer, I write death sentences.
Hey, 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 yo, what is a cipher? Hey, hey, yo, what is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
Time is of the essence, every breath another second. I'm down by martial law, fighting through the game like Tekken. I ain't got no weapon when I camel walk like Johnny. Ringing bells when I rock the mic, it's poison like I'm Ronnie. Bob and weave through the addition, pull off in a new edition. Rapping is fundamental, whack MCs be steady riffing. I just stay in my lane when I'm on a scout like Kiffin. Look for volunteers when there's a drought, I'm in the kitchen. Cooking up some special treats, not talking trout when I'm fishing. I cruise through a hunt with heavy clout when I'm on a mission. I'm special with the verse, every line in education. While y'all wrestle with the verse, I rhyme in meditation. Standing on one leg, balanced on a lotus, but still packed an eye for judgmental niggas who ain't the SCOTUS. You can roll with this when you done past the lighter. Rhymes going counterclockwise around the cipher.
What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a
I see you been in the gym, huh, Jack? I see you been yeah. I see what's up. You was on the knee bag, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
You went to the whole bag. You got footwork in. You know what I mean? The snap or the jab is nice and crisp, man. Yeah, nigga.
But you know what it really is though.
What's up?
I fell in love with hip hop culture again. There was a time, and you could probably relate. There was a time I was so caught up in the business, but this ain't about me. This is about you, right? So
no. I finish, and here's why I'm gonna quickly interject this. So I spoke to our good friend Buck Wow like earlier today, and ironically enough, I was describing to him. I said, I love this shit again, like when I was 17, like when I was 16, like when I used to just pop up in the middle of the night, and I hear words in my head, and I just jump up and start writing on whatever paper or whatever I could find. I said to Buck, I said, yo, it's Bug, because I didn't even think it was capable of me to love it in that way. So you saying this, I totally get where you coming from, bro.
Yeah, man.
So
talking about being in love with the culture, you know, especially when I'm with folks like yourself, I, you know, especially want to get into what was happening where you come from when you first heard hip hop. Like, how old were you when you first recognized there was something different going on than what your parents were doing, and what was going on around you that influenced the way you see it as an a hip hopper?
I think honestly, bro, my first real hip hop memory that I could lock in on, I remember my cousin Angie, shout out my cousin Angie, she was having a birthday party. And I remember, I think it was like Christmas, I just got the lumberjack jacket, and, you know, so all of that. And I heard I Need a Beat for the first time. I'll never forget when it came on, and I was just like, I didn't know I didn't know who it was rapping, but I remember hearing I Need a Beat, and I was like, yeah, that's crazy. And I just started.
Now, how old were you? How old were you? Do you remember?
Younger than 10, definitely. How much younger than 10, I can't say. I can't rightfully recall, but I remember that. And then I remember hearing Eric B. and Rakim on Marley Mall while I was on my terrace with like my little boombox. Like my mom's had got me the dual cassette. You know, back in the day, for those of y'all that ain't that young, we had the dual cassette like video. I didn't have the Monster, you know, the Lasonic joint. I didn't have the big. I had a little mini joint like this, and I remember hearing Eric B. and Rakim, and I didn't know who Rakim was, but I was just like, all right, whoever that is, I want to sound like that. I didn't know I wanted to rap. I didn't know I wanted to be involved, but it was the first memories I have of, okay, I'm hearing this thing, and I would love to hear it again, and whatever it is, I gotta know more about it. You feel me?
Oh, I definitely feel you. And you raise the radio, the box, double cassette, dual cassette, right? How important the culture, like as an artifact. You know, KRS did a museum years ago, like a pop-up museum, and it was so important for him to have different models of the boom box to basically show how sound traveled and how we embrace, like how we were able to how we receive the music, so we look at LL Cool J, I Need a Beat. LL Cool J was introduced to the world and Crush Groove box,
right? Loud too, right in the chat. He came in the office with the box.
Yeah. You also mentioned Rakim. You know, I Ain't No Joke video. They in the park. You know what I'm saying? What they doing?
Right there. Yep.
You know what I mean? So, you know, again, the boxes. So just little jewels that in our history, we don't even know what we doing. We just doing it. But in retrospect, like you just nailed it. So continue. All right. So LL, Ra, it's like, okay, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is I see myself. What was the inspiration?
That's the thing. I didn't get to this is what I want to do yet.
Okay.
I just said, like, at that point, I heard him, and I was just intrigued by it. And I knew that I wanted to, whatever it was, I wanted to learn more about it. Now, past that, I lived right next door to Lodge Professor growing up. Shout out to Lodge. So Lodge, we was all in the same breakdancing crew. Like,
see, we talked about that. Y'all know we talked about that last week, by the way. Lodge and Neat. Right.
Shout out Stay Fresh crew. We would stay out. I actually was junior Stay Fresh crew. And what they was calling me Lil Pop. The name Lil Baby. Right. My man Jamal and my man Jamie was Lil Wave. And they was like, you Lil Pop. So I was like, oh, ran down Main Street, got my iron-on letters, 25 cent a letter on my sweatshirt.
Come on, talk about it.
Right, with the Playboy Bunny and the Thunderbolts and all of that. And
Right.
Yeah, and Stay Fresh crew here. And you had Stay Fresh crew down this arm and down this arm. Fresh Lees with the crease. What else? The Adidas back then like crazy. So I had my fat laces. I had my name buckle belt. I paid $5 for my name buckle belt. I was lit. And I had the fake gazelles. Let's not leave that. I got the bootleg fake gazelles. Don't leave that out.
Yeah. Yo, just
So
I got this song called Culture Freedom. And you basically talking me down my verse, though. But go ahead.
But blood, that was it. You know what I'm saying? That was it. So, and then after that, where the box comes back into play, funny how you was mentioning how essential it is and how we didn't understand or rather overstand how important it was. If you think about it, the box was the nucleus for wherever you was, because somebody would bring out the big, like I said, the Lasonic box, like with the little LED lights on the side.
He was large.
Right. The real box. And break the linoleum out, or linoleum on a park floor or whatever. Spinning and windmilling and electric shaking and all of that till the sun went down. But the box was essential. You played all your shit right there. Yeah. You know, so then from those experiences and from me being around my peers that was a little older than me, that was more versed in what it was, they just passed those jewels to us. So then I started to discover, okay, this is Boogie Down Productions, and okay, that's PSK, and this is this joint right here is called The Shores, and that's this dude named T. LaRock, and that. Then all of that started. Then now I'm like, okay, I know what it is. I know who does it. Then I think down the line, that's when I was like, all right, if I did want to do this, I would want to sound like this guy Rakim. If I did want to do this, I would want to be able to rap like that guy KRS-One. If I did do this, I would want to be able to say things like this guy Slick Rick. That's what, you know what I mean? It's crazy though.
Now, we know the legends, we know the big names or what have you, but I think what's also important, what's more important is the people that never got shine, that influenced us, that people don't know their name. People like the older rappers, you said, that kind of, or hip hop cats, whether they rap, dance, DJ, whatever it was, the older people that didn't get that break for whatever reason, didn't happen for them. But who's some of those people?
There's so many, bro. I think there's more unsung heroes in everyone's story than there are, pardon me, heroes that get accredited for giving you the drive and the ambition or the notion to go after certain things. So some of those people, to me, got a lot of inspiration from the people I grew up with. Like I really got a lot of inspiration from my friends. Like people like Large and like my man Van and my man Jamie, Jamal, Ray. There were two Rays on my just everyone I was around. My man JJ, who was like a cousin to me, you know, just shout out to J Raff, Lost Boys. So I got a lot of inspiration from the people I was around. And me, it's funny because I always found myself where I was either one of the youngins that was around, or I was the youngest one there. So I'd always be surrounded by, I guess what you could say, OGs or whatever. So for me, it was always being in situations and stuff that you probably too young to be in, but you there because you with the older dude. You know what I mean? So, and that in itself was inspiring. You know, like my hometown, like Queens, New York. That Queens would inspire me. So I drew a lot from what I was surrounded by and the people my time around.
Yeah. Now, Queens, for those who don't know, for folks who've never been there, like it's it's a confusing place in terms of how to find your way.
Yeah,
It's an inside joke. 18th Street, 18th Avenue. It's hard to find your. Right.
Street.
And then Queens is big, it's vast, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's vast, and then there are all these different sections, right? So it's Queensbridge is not Jamaica, it's not Corona, it's not so forth and so on, right? But Queens produces a lot of goddamn MCs, bro. Goddamn. These little factories somewhere and shit. It's like MC factory. Like, what's in the water, bro? What's in the water, bro? Talk about it, please. Help people understand the different sections of Queens, right?
I don't know. It's funny because I can't say I haven't sat and been like, yeah, it's kind of weird. A lot of MCs that came out of Queens. You know what I mean? I don't know why that is. And it's weird because the older I got and I started to actually learn like the history of the borough and of certain areas. Like I never knew that like Jamaica, Queens was like a haven for some of the greatest people in jazz and some of the greatest people in soul music. Like Corona and East also another haven where a lot of people that did jazz and soul, they actually lived in these territories. And it's just wild because it's almost like there's some sort of a unwritten passing of the torch, so to speak, where, in our era, in our time, what replaced that was, you had MCs from all over the place. You had people who rhyme from the Corona side and that side, like G-Rap and Polo and them and Kid and Play and them and Herbie and that crew. And, and then if you went to another side of Queens, if you went to QB, then you'd have Shan and Maul and Craig G and the whole Juice Crew movement on that side. And then if you went to the Jamaica side, then you had like Run and Russell and LL and so forth and so on. And as time went on,
legends.
So it's crazy, I don't know what it is about the borough, but I don't know, man. We just got some hot shit happening over here. That's all.
Yeah. So what was the thing? Okay, you rhyming you coming up. What was the thing that the bridge to now I'm rocking? Now it's going. Now I'm doing what I want, what I was meant to do.
All by accident. Because all right, because like I said, I spent a lot of time, over at Large Crib. Even when I got older, I was still, as a teenager, I'd be going to his crib. Like when I'm in high school, like some days I cut school and go over there and just watch him making beats. And, so many people came through his spot, like, Buster and Leaders of the New School, Pete Rock, Gangstar, Premier, Q-Tip and them, and it would just be Nas, Akinelli, like, and they would just be in his crib like on a constant basis. So I was just around that. I was around people that made beats, and I was around people that spit. And then in my neighborhood, a lot of us spit, but I would do it and kind of play around. And at first, when I was doing it, I would just say funny stuff, have people laughing. And it was really my man Van and my brother that was like, yo, if you do it like you really mean it, you probably, you might end up being a beast. So I just started just freestyling every day, bro.
How old are you right now? What age? High school?
Yeah, I was like, I want to say about 15, 16, within that range. And it just became fun. Actually started DJing. Like I didn't start as an MC.
See, you talked about break dancing. You talked about DJ, and that's just fucking dope, B. Because Like we having a conversation.
Yeah, honestly, and I drew since I was a kid, so I did.
I'm saying like
I had a black stop. I mean,
yeah.
I had a black book from Peck's on Main Street. I had all the designers you could want. I was buying designer pens like left and right. I was very,
thank you,
very, very good with just drawing since I was a kid. So to do graffiti, man, so I got a black book in here now, like right now, bro. When I get bored, that's what I do.
See,
you know,
that's important for people to hear, because when we talk about the culture consistently, I'm talking about the culture. Every guest I have, we talk about the culture. It's like, oh, breakdancing, DJing, graffiti, fashion, the culture. It don't matter who they are. My side, large and neat. You just, all right, how'd you come up in the culture? And you hear the conversation, and that's the conversation. Just, it's important for people to hear that. To understand, when we talk about hip hop culture, what the fuck we talk? What we really talking about, B?
Say less, bro. I see what you're doing with it. I appreciate it, bro.
Fucking Mike Geronimo, God. I mean, all right. So we in high school. You freestyling now. You know what I mean? You're a master in several elements of the culture. Fuck yeah. Go ahead, B.
And then, so like in high school, hold on, this shit is unraveled. See, but then in high school, like that's, I ain't even gonna hold you up. Like, I started fucking around outside, and so high school was pretty much like I would go to school if I went to school. If I didn't, I'd be outside, I'd be outside.
Understood.
Right. So,
understood.
So then that happened. But I was still always rhyming. You feel me? And then my man I went to school with.
Street entrepreneurialism, by the way.
That's a way to exactly.
Hip-hop.
Exactly. So, but moving on from that, so my Chucky Madness that I went to school with.
That's my guy right there, by the way.
Yeah, Chuck went to Bayside. Went to Bayside.
My dude right there. Early.
Just by chance, we was in a lunchroom at Bayside, and my other man, Rasta T, shout out Rasta T, Lost Boys. He started banging on the table, doing a beat, and I just started freestyling, and Chuck heard me. And when Chuck heard me, he was like, "Oh, like yo, come to my crib Saturday. Like I want to see what you can do. I got the setup. He had the turntables. So I just would start going to Chuck's crib and Hollis and rhyming. And that's how I met like Sage and Rockwaller and a lot of the crew that used to be at Hot Watts on Jamaica Ave, because they was all DJs as well. So I guess he would play what we did for them. I wasn't really, to be honest, bro, I wasn't paying attention like that. I just was enjoying the fact that I could go to Chuck's crib and spit, and he'll cut something up, whatever. Yeah. And eventually he had put me in some sort of talent show or something like that. So I wrote a song, and the name of the song was Mike Geronimo. That's like, I decided, I said, that's what I'm calling this song, Mike Geronimo.
Was that your name? Was that your name?
Because it wasn't. I wrote the song first, and then after I wrote the song, I thought about it, and I was like, yo, my name's Mike, but why not spell it like I spell it in the song that I wrote? And then that's how I got the Mike Geronimo. I had because in school, my man Hanif would be like, Geronimo, I get in trouble, like when the deans or whatever would come looking for me, the security or whatever. So I put that into the song, and then from all of that came the name. And then I did the talent show, and it was on 109 in Liverpool in Southside.
Yo, my friend Javita says she saw this in person, so I don't know if she went to school with you or something.
Okay. Hey, Javita. So it was 109 in Liverpool, and I remember like somebody was on before me, and they was throwing like bottles and shit at the stage or whatever. So I just remember saying to myself,
Wait a minute, Mike, you froze. Wait a minute. I don't know if you can hear me, bro, but you froze. I think he's going to have to plug up his computer. Maybe his computer's not plugged up. That happens to me. It's happened to me twice. But I think I'm going to exit him out, and hopefully he'll join back in.
can you, I'm good.
Oh, you good. There you go. Back in effect. There we go.
Hold on. The battery's low on the Mac.
Boom. That happens to me like all the time.
Yeah, bro.
It's you freezing up. Oh, I gotta plug it in. Plug it in.
But
before you go, before you hop back in, big shout out to Javita, Jonathan Bourne Jackson, Al Kane is in the building, Levante Rogers, Carmela Kissinger, David, Tasha, Image PR Boutique, peace. The Bullets Gotti Show, of course. Now who's laughing out loud? Ha ha ha! Shout out to you too. Sorry, Mike. All right, we back in it. Sorry about that. Gotta shout the people out. Let them know they respect it. I love.
I'm just looking at somebody said they was there that anyway. So I spit, bro. And when I spit, niggas was mad. like the whole joint got kind of quiet. So I'm like, oh man. And I just heard somebody out of nowhere like, yo, you got another song? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Chuck cut something else up. And shout out Nate. My man Nature QB, what's up? Salute, bro. We here.
Peace to the God.
Sure. So yo, I got off stage and Irv was there. And Chuck knew Irv Gotti. So he introduced us and we talked. He told me he had a studio. He asked me if I ever been in a studio. I told him no. I did little things at Large Crib and with Chuck, but I never had been, actually recorded a song. I never really did that. And then he was like, yo, I got a lab. He asked me would I come through. And he's like, yo, just try it. If you don't like, what it is and doing it, you don't have to, but he wanted me to come through. And then like niggas started shooting, like a shootout broke out in the hall. So we had all got separated.
That's what you call a real hip hop moment, by the way.
Yeah, I guess if you think about
it. Unfortunately speaking, but throughout, it's what
it is, bro. It is what it is. And then like maybe I want to say maybe after that, it could have been maybe a little long. We caught up with each other. I went to the studio, and the first song we ever did was Shish. And like that was it. That was it from there. So the next step was, where we signing, what are we doing, how is we moving, and
got you. So the song, the song led to the deal. Y'all did a demo that led to the deal with TVT, right?
I wouldn't even say that a demo because we did just real. TVT heard it. TVT heard it. Wild Pitch heard it, and I want to say I think like Steve Rifkin was just forming Loud at the time. And they all had like interest. I don't know to what extent, but I do remember like
This
like
is like 93, 94?
Around that time, yeah. Around that time. So I just remember Irv was just like, yo, this shit ain't moving fast enough. I'm gonna press this shit up. And I was like, how we do that?
You go.
And he did.
Big shout out to Irv.
Shout out to Irv Gotti. And once he pressed it up, like, we went to every club. We went to the radio, sleep outside the Hot 97 and just wait until Flex showed up. We gave every day the 12-inch, and we was just like, yo, if you like it, rock it. If you don't, break it over your knee. You don't have to hear from you. You feel me? And it all worked out, bro.
Yeah, I would like to make a quick you know, a contrast, right? Because having Irv, who is from the culture, right, but having at this point a little, you know, a little influence with the culture, understanding that, you know, niggas take two. Let me press this shit up and let's go, right? As opposed to being at a major label. I'm sure you see lots of artists who were signed to major labels had nobody connected to the culture like that. So though they're at a big situation, they end up sitting. Yeah,
Now
just it's a quick, just the ability to touch right back down and get it going.
Facts. And now I think, but see, I think that that's something too that made all the difference in the world initially. And I think that's something that each of those labels saw, and to them, I won't say that it was new, but it was in a new way. I mean, like, I think the way that Irv went about getting everything done, to them, it was in a new way. Not so much the premise of here comes this person that understands somewhat how this thing goes, but it was just different to them. So I get it completely. And for us, it was just as simple as saying, like, yo, if this is what we doing and we in it, then why not go all the way? You know what I mean? So for us, we never had a doubt, I don't think, about if it was ever gonna happen or how it was gonna happen, more so of when. And is that when gonna happen, or is it gonna happen on its own?
Yeah. So as things change, you know, like, you know, I'm an artist that definitely, like, things change and we got caught up in the change, right? And then there's, you know, there's a lot of things personally and from a business perspective that just didn't go right. Dominoes didn't line up the proper way to really to sustain what we wanted to do. We had no clue. We was just lost in shit, right? You know, and things change, sounds change. You know, the focus of music and culture, art changes. You know, New York is not the center no more. People ain't really hearing from us like that, like the way we. How do you deal with that? We talked earlier about that revival of love for culture during the time when the love for the culture wasn't as strong. How did you maintain?
I think I think that I just love music in general so much that when these things in the landscape that we are involved in started to change, I kind of just said to myself, like, yo, sit back for a sec. Like, just watch. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just watch and learn and see and gauge. Because we all knew things were changing. But I don't think that we knew to what extent, and I don't think we knew where those changes were gonna lead to, in terms of, like you said, all right, we're so used as East Coast artists as being from the epicenter of it that it felt really foreign to not know where it was going and where it was gonna land. So I think with me, I always had in honors of music as well. So for me, it was easy to be like, all right, this is feeling kind of different now. So yeah, okay, I could listen to Led Zeppelin and Sting and The Police. I could do that all day. I could listen to Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder and Sam Cooke and whatever artist it was that inspired me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's cool, because that got me more into investigating the people that inspired me to do what I was trying to do. So along with just saying to myself, yo, shit is different. You don't know if it's going to rain or not. So if you don't know that, why don't you just sit by the window and see what happens? Figuratively speaking. And that was just my way, I think, of putting myself at ease with knowing there was investment occurring within the culture and within the music, and really every aspect of it. You understand what I'm saying? And then there were things that happened during that time that I actually was like, yo, okay, I feel you. Like, it's not me. It's not made for me. It's not my wave, but I'm with it. It's cool. You know, so I think I learned to accept more on that stage too.
Yeah.
And then once the culture shifted and once our sound wasn't the dominant sound, it didn't really bother me, bro. Because at that point I was all into, all right, now I see it's not about anything more than who you are, not where you came from. You understand what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to hear a Master P joint and be like, yo, that shit is all right with me. I dig that shit, bro. It was easy for me to hear a Young Jeezy joint and be like, yeah, nigga, that shit is that nigga saying something. That's all right. You know what I mean? Any artist that wasn't from the epicenter or any producer that was bringing that new thing in. Or if it felt like something I could get with and fuck with, be a part of, then I dug it and I left it at that, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I know you know, you also an entrepreneur, you know, you have your own business outside of the music industry, right? You do construction, if I'm not mistaken, right?
We own a security installation company.
There you go.
Embassy security installations. We have embassy locksmiths. I had them both now for close to 10 years.
Right. So, you know, that being able to shift is a lot easier when you have something to lay back on. And I think that people need to know that about you, that, you know, people don't see you and they're like, oh, you know, they just associate you with that. And if that's not happening, they don't know all the other things that you're doing in your life as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a so forth and so on. Like, you know, that's like people need to know that. You know, before we talked about, you know, street entrepreneurialism. Yeah. And also hip hop is not what you do, is how you do it.
How you do it.
So I know as you have a business, you know, it's like if people need to know that just as hip hop, like, yeah. You know, it's, you know, the music is one thing, but it's other things in life.
Yeah, bro. And I think that honestly, to me, to keep it real, a buck about everything, it's those other things that are way more important. You understand what I'm saying? Like having my family, that's the best thing in the world to me, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And being able to have the business we have and still be able to operate, especially in this crazy time, and go through the experiences you go through in terms of being a small business owner or proprietor. It's a learning experience, bro. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, to have that is lit. And I don't just mean to have it as an entity, but to have the experiences that come along with that. You understand what I'm saying? And you start to look at shit, bro. Like I was just telling my man the other day, I said, yo, I think if these kids allow themselves to grow and absorb their experiences, they around one day and be like, yo, it ain't half bad, like living to live. You know what I'm saying, bro? And that's how I see it. And so I think that's one of the biggest things, that you constantly stay involved in other things outside of the music. And I just was naturally, bro, always on some like, yo, I need my own lemonade stand. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was, bro. Like,
yeah, that's beautiful.
I was like that day one. So it just is what it is with me, bro. But I'm having a time with it and I'm grateful, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you probably the standard question in interviews right now, but you know, in terms of technology and where we at and what you can do with it, how are you feeling about the whole you know, explosion of technology? You know, we said we were on Clubhouse earlier.
Right.
You know, in Clubhouse, you have all these social networking platforms. what we're able to do in terms of producing content is a lot easier and cheaper than it was back 25, 30 years ago. We were, at least we got to the game.
Yeah, it's amazing what we do now. Like, and that it's a double-edged sword, bro. To keep it's a double-edged sword. I think that there's consequences, ramifications for everything, bro. You know what I mean? So in one sense, it's easier now to connect people on a global scale. It's easier now to do your own thing. It's easier now to just do 75% of what a label does on your own. So I think that's the upside of it. The downside of it is I think that it nobody's ready for everything. Nobody's ready to know everything, and nobody in this world I think has enough of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Enough of a to handle that gift. Meaning, nobody needs to know everything. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that is the Pandora's box that's at play with the internet, is that it allows for so much that it didn't intend to allow. But it comes with it. You didn't have the cultural to the magnitude that you have them now. Then, because everyone didn't have a pulpit that could get broadcast to the whole world, and then 2 minutes later it becomes old news. So that's different. And I think you just gotta, bro, like, and I'm having fun doing it, is to navigate through it because it is so different. You understand what I'm saying? So it has those times where it's fun to see what you could do with all your superpowers, and then it has its times where it's like, I don't know if this is for me, but you just have to figure out how to navigate through it.
Yeah, it's definitely like they're morphing human intelligence with AI. Like, I see that them trying to bring that together, and they slowly, it's like, make haste slowly, step by step. We're gonna get you to where we, and it's a lot of freedom in this other space. Is brand new. It's still being built to some degree, and it's crazy when you think about it. There's a whole universe that's being built, and I remember like 15, 18 years ago, my boy Dale used to play this game where I forget what the name is, like something world. It's like some other universe that people were like building and mining for what is now Bitcoin, and they were doing that like 20 years ago. Correct. Building this other universe. You would go have jobs, work, and he would spend, not to put him on blast, sorry Dale, but he would spend he would spend like 15 hours. Like, he's being that all day playing his game, like making money in the game. He was like a gazillionaire in the game.
It's crazy, bro. But like I said, it's the quintessential gift and curse at play. So as an artist, I just look at it nothing more as, okay, this is the new ballpark, or this is the new basketball court. This is where music is distributed, sold, heard, spotlighted. This is where it all happens now for the most part. So like I said, it's about learning how to navigate through it in that sense. And then everything else, bro, like all of the, what's the shit they be calling them? Oh my God, what's the term they use for that shit on the internet? Like the clout chasers and the and the people that are just, they're the trolls. Like the trolls. Bro, like, honestly put, that's all shit that's optional. You understand what I'm saying? That's no different than you standing there and you hear some idiot shit next to you. You don't have to stand next to that idiot. You can move. Exactly. So to me, the troll shit and all of that other shit is like optional, and therefore I don't take it past that. But that unfortunately, it comes with it. You know, so
Yeah.
again, it's navigating with what it is now.
Yeah, it's there's a whole industry of trolls of people who have platforms who are just digging for negative content. And it's a shame that so many people are infatuated with that type of content. But I guess it's to be expected. It's the 85, 10, and 5.
Yeah.
85, 10, and 5.
You feel me? So look, man, if you don't have expectations with certain things, you're not disappointed in certain things. You feel me? So I don't expect anything past what I've seen the internet produce, provide, or become.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's it.
Real deal.
Yeah.
So looking at the real world right now, and the police brutality.
Yeah.
George Floyd, Derek Chauvin was convicted, and then at the same time there was an incident where young lady was shot, killed by the police.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's always been going on. It's not new. It's just it's on camera. It's on camera and it's on the internet. So it picks up. It's like we're at just a very peculiar time in history right now.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of things come in the head. There are a lot of voices who are crying out to be heard. And it's just, it's a different time for me. I don't know how you feel about Mic check 1, 2. Man, I don't know what happened to Mike. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Mike. I know he was having issues earlier. Let's see if he comes back. Damn. I don't know what that. Gotta bring the brother back. Like, come on, Mike. Where you at? It's one of the most intelligent brothers, that I've met, throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Always grounded, and always showing love, and to hear his story, and once again, hip hop, all the elements, all the elements. And that's to be applauded, breakdancing, graffiti, all the elements, DJing, What's up, Al Kane? Straight up and down. Tell Mike Vaughn to give up his contact info. Well, you always hit him on IG. That's where everybody's at, bro. DJ the Pioneer. DJ Pioneer, no doubt. So yeah, big shout out to Ali. Thank you. We're gonna stay put. See if Mike can make it back. He's about to get a little deep. They be listening in. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that was it. I wasn't really gonna try to get too deep though. It's just good to hear hip hop's perspective on things, He's on his way back. Mac died. Big shout out to Mike Geronimo. Big shout out to Ali for keeping us connected. And boom, the God is back. Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Bro, it happens to me all the time,
I told you, bro.
I was on set 2 hours early.
I
had to send a whole nother link. Why is this ringing keep going up? I don't know what that is. I apologize, everybody. If y'all hear this ringing, this bong,
Where is it?
It's in my headphones. I don't know if you hear it. There's a ringing. Yeah. And I don't know what it's from. I know this is on. iTunes keeps bouncing.
Where were we though?
We were talking about the state of the world right now.
Right. And all the things that are occurring. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. You know, it's like they say, you know, defund the police is a silly term. Then boom, somebody else say, oh, you know, and you know, I know we need police. We do need police. You have to have some type of protection for regular citizens. You can't get rid of the police, no doubt.
I agree. I mean,
it's just I'm not suggesting we get rid of, but come on, y'all. It's like, come on, y'all.
It's a lot going on, period, point blank, and it is not as simple as just saying if we do this, then that's it. Is it all very complicated? It is incredibly complicated. It's extremely complicated because you know what it's like? Figuratively, it's like a game of Jenga. You ever see the game Jenga where you got to pull one of the blocks out and you have pulling that out that it doesn't make the entire thing collapse. And that's kind of what everything is. You have all these things going on culturally and socially and economically, and then you have this once in a lifetime event with the pandemic, and everything forces the world to sit down and take a time out in the midst of all of this crazy shit. And it's not as simple as, like, I'll hear people say defund the police, and me honestly put, like you said, like, to me, you have to have something there that is the buffer between no law at all and law for all involved. Minus people that take that and use it and abuse their powers that they're granted because they're a part of that, i.e. a show. You understand what I'm saying? So it can't be a situation where there's nothing there between the community and those within a community, any community, that aren't okay with the laws as they are, and aren't okay with obeying them, and aren't okay with giving them any recognition. So to not have police, but in the same breath, what doesn't work is to have police that are using what they're granted and running with their free will and completely disregarding the oaths that were taken when they graduated from an academy, when they were sent to their first precinct, when they were, you understand what I'm saying? And
no doubt, it's
not even easy to solve those issues within any police department, because first you need, I mean, honestly put, first you need for the country to recognize that, in fact, yes, there is systematic, institutionalized racism that has existed since the country was founded. And it was put in place for the sole intent to maintain a power structure. And until the country as a whole gives that an acknowledgement, you can't move forward. I think we're getting there. I think that what happened with George Floyd, I don't think any of us really, even here and now, realize the magnitude of that entire thing that occurred. I think we're not going to realize the true magnitude of all of this until we're 10 years from now able to sit somewhere and evaluate it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was a very, very, It was one of the most significant culture shifts ever.
Ever.
You know, so I think a lot of the things that we're going through, I think we're just getting to the beginnings of either giving them some sort of an agreement, or at least as a whole saying, look, there's this, and we can't not admit that there's this. And right here, right now, we have to decide, are we going to do this, whatever that may be, whether it's racism or whether it's economic standing, social standing, all of these things, climate, like even positions on where we stand with global and the damage of what's going on because of climate change. Even where we're with that, there's all of these things that are all colliding into each other. And this the time, I think, where we're being forced to decide, are you going to admit that it's there? And if you do, what do you do about it? So none of it is simple. It's simple. I think everything now, else from just everything is one day at a time, you know?
So you talked about global warming, right? The environment. And on Clubhouse, we had a conversation about the madism.
Right.
And not just madism from a smoking sense. You know, our conversation was about madism from an industrial usage sense, from a medical sense. So, you know, talk about cannabis and how you perceive it. Because, I mean, you know, you got one of the legendary weed songs of all time. You know what I mean? And we together have a legendary weed song.
We do.
And you brother, we just let you know. If you don't know, I fucking appreciate you and Royal Flush for reaching out to us for that motherfucker right there. Because that shit is fire.
We appreciate
smoke sessions, y'all.
Right.
Keep that Mike Geronimo Royal Flush channel live. Please go to YouTube and go and run it. Yeah,
we appreciate it. You know, it's always good to work with friends, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
bro.
It was a privilege, bro, and it came out.
Man.
You know where I stand on that, bro? Like, I just never understood the whole. You know what? I never understood how people bought the bullshit about it being a bad thing, and you know, the laws that were put in place. I mean, I got why they did it, but I just never understood how people would know that, would like buy that bullshit, and for how long they bought the bullshit. And then to look now, like I was just talking to a couple of my people about how, you know, now it's legal. You know what I mean? Like now you pretty much, you know, you could smoke weed now wherever you smoke a cigarette. And for us, that is tremendously different. We ain't come up in that era. So it takes.
Well, wait, hold on for a second. Like, and it was a stretch in the 90s where, you could walk through Manhattan, even Brooklyn. There was a weed spot on every block.
No, bro, that's the granted there was, but it wasn't like, nigga, you couldn't just walk around like, yo, I'm gonna light this blunt right here and walk on the street with this entire. You did it because you ain't care. I did it because I didn't care. It didn't mean it was legal.
That's right.
Nah, but now, bro, it's like, yo, it's legal, my nigga. And that shit is like, okay, it's about time. You understand? So me personally, I think in terms of the medical benefits, I think in terms of it being a recreational drug that, if for nothing else, under extreme circumstances that are trying to is going to be something that helps people mellow out. No argument there. I think, right? Like I think in terms of financially, economically, what it can do, what it can add to the income or what's generated by a state, which in turn leads to what's generated by the country, which in turn leads to another industry that becomes a part of the machine that makes the country move. Yeah. I don't see a downside of this shit, and I never did. So for me, I'm like, this is like heaven for me right now, bro.
If you understand, like everything you can make from plastic, you can make from hemp.
From hemp.
You can make concrete out of hemp called hempcrete.
Yeah.
It's stronger and more durable than concrete. It
There's
pulls the CO2s at the CO2 carbons out of the air and becomes more denser over time, lowering the carbon footprint. This is hemp. Like you know, I do my Googles.
I see, yo.
You know,
I see that. And granted, knowing hemp had 1,001 uses, yeah, you definitely went in and learned that shit.
Yeah. But I want to put you up on. There's my big shout out to my brother Robert H. Moore Jr. Right, he has a company called GameFace/Growing Farms. Right,
okay.
Their focus is on R&D, industrial hemp. Right, it's a privately owned company that was established in 2013, Delaware company operating out of Passaic County, New Jersey. Right.
Okay.
So he dude in the backyard in Jersey since 2013. He got the plants all out, like whatever, growing. So there's a law, Title 21, United States Code, Section 885, burden of proof and liabilities. Right. That was brought out long time ago. I want to say in the 30s to inspire farmers to grow industrial hemp, and it gave these people to possess, transport, warehouse hemp marijuana. That's the law. You can look it up. Do your Googles. Go to UnitedStates.gov, Title 21, United States Code, Section 885, and spell it out, 802 and 822. All right, privately owned company filed under this law, up under the DEA, can possess, transport, grow. It's been around for ages, a federal law. Google. I don't even want to go through all the work. YouTube, Robert H. Moore Jr. on YouTube. I'll put it here. Like this. But I say all that to say that cannabis is a part of indigenous culture and has been a part of industry for thousands of years. It's not something that's like, here we go right here. Oh my God. All right. And even as we see what's going on, all right. Even as we see what's going on with the legalization, right, and all the hoops that they're making people jump through, and you got to have a certain amount of money. It's like it's a way of boxing out certain communities, making sure, you know, you still see brothers getting locked up in certain states over possession, while you see other folks, you know, make billions of dollars in the industry.
Right.
You know? Can you see what I'm showing right now?
I see it.
Okay, cool. All right, so what this video is, I'm gonna put it on pause right fast. What this video is him getting a citation for possession in New York, right? And then he goes to answer the citation, goes to see the judge. While he's with the judge, he puts on the record his association, who he is, his relative to this law. And you see her go through her due diligence. First, she's giving him an extra hard time. She's breaking his balls, trying to bend him over backwards. But then as she realized what he's dealing with and how official it is, her whole demeanor just changes and they throw everything out. And this is that instant. I just wanted to pull it up for folks to see. And then, you can go on your own time and check it out. You can put in Hempgate, Protecting America's National Treasures, or you could just put in GameFace, GamphaCe. Put that in YouTube, GamphaCe. And, he has a bunch of different videos with him and Chris Christie, where he introduces himself to Chris Christie at an assembly while Chris Christie was still governor. He introduces himself. Christie's on this This I'm gonna ban marijuana nationally. He's gonna do all types of shit, right?
Right.
So my man raised his hand. This is who I am. This is what I represent. This is my documents right here. It's my paperwork. He was like, "You have all your paperwork?" He said, "Yeah." Since his aide to him, he said, "Give him a card. I want to meet you." So he take a picture. 2 months later, he goes back down to Trenton to Christie's, has speaking somewhere, and reintroduces himself with his corporate certificate that spells out federally registered Schedule 1 marijuana exempt industrial hemp of New Jersey. Him and Christie like this, right? So again, I say all that to say that, you know, we've been dealing with this plant, dealing with this substance, all its many usages for thousands of years. There's industries that were built upon this thing, and to see it take shape the way it is beyond irony. You know, it hurts in a lot of ways because you still see certain folks still get locked up over it. I mean,
yeah,
you know, and
but like I said, but this is a brave new world in the sense that, like I said, bro, like this is all shit that, nigga, if you'd have told me 10 years, if you'd have told me 5 years ago, like, yo, you know, there's gonna be a day where this shit is like legal in New York City, I'd have like, get the fuck out, stop. You understand what I'm saying? But it's great. And me personally, I think the pandemic played a major part in pushing that agenda and the possibility of it becoming legal in a lot of states, for the simple fact that the pandemic was so financially devastating globally that it kind of put, you know, states in a position where they're like, yo, we need every dollar we can get, you know. So it's an adjustment, you know. To me, like I said, I was always all for it, so I look at it like a welcome gift. I'm just glad it happened in my lifetime.
Yeah. I like to think hip hop when it comes to the cannabis situation with the you know, the cannabis explosion. Like we made it okay to smoke weed. We made it okay to come out the closet as a weed smoker. You know, before like the cultural kind of aesthetic of America is hip hop, and this is how hip hop get down. What's your take on that?
What, it being a part of the culture?
Nah, just that fucking hip hop is responsible for this shit. All the money that's being made right now on cannabis is because hip hop exposed the market. Exposed the market
right now. In terms of the exposure and the, for lack of a better way of putting it, promotion through music, hell yeah. And no one played as much of a part as we did. You know, from Method Man and Redman to fucking to Keith Murray to anyone, to Snoop, to come on, bro. We definitely are responsible for that part of things. But I think musicians as a whole, bro, you understand what I'm saying? Like Peter Tosh played his part, Bob Marley played his part.
Yeah, big shout out to Peter Tosh, rest in peace. Bob Marley, rest in peace, rest in power. Big shout out to
a lot of people played their part in terms of in music as a whole. I just think that we were the ones who we like, yo, we don't give a fuck what you think about it. This is part of why we are who we are, what we do. Yeah. And we just didn't give a fuck. And we didn't care that the world knew. And it just so turned out that most of the world was that way too.
I mean, like everybody, bro.
Exactly.
All right,
cool. So it all works out at the end. You feel me?
Yo, it's like, you know,
gotta start somewhere, bro.
Having the weed record, like having the weed record. You know, when I was on the other side of the blow up, it was like, hey, I know you got the weed. You madism. You need to have the weed all the time. So I went and found the Connect.
Look,
and that sustained me for a minute. I was, it's really, You know, it's the great equalizer, bro. Like it's called equality for a reason, and it brings people together.
It
You
does.
know,
It does. My wife, I tell her all the time. I'll be like, yo, if the whole world on one day just rolled up and smoked, right? Not even on some 420 shit. Like, just imagine everyone had to. How much shit would just totally get
this
resolved
is
in about 40 minutes, bro?
he said like 40 minutes.
Everything would get resolved. You understand what I'm saying? Like shit niggas wouldn't allow themselves to see. They'd see. You did. So I mean, hey, man. But the good part is it is moving forward, and it isn't in the stigma and in the way that it was presented, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. You know what? Let me not throw you DJ Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's from the hood, 4242 Colden.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who that is?
I'm trying to see who the picture. I can't see the picture.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to throw him some love.
Yeah. Shout out to Pioneer.
Big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out the whole Queens Lounge crew, man. You know what I mean? Colden Street, Wastelands. That's home. You know what I mean? Salute.
Wow. Queens, man. Like you hear, sir, as an MC, as hip hop. You know, I'm from Jersey. Jersey represent, no doubt. You know, we got our shit. Go Jersey. Matter of fact, we supposed to do that room, Jersey versus Queens.
Right.
We supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But you know, and with all due respect, when it come to Queens, it's like you just get chills with like the way it's just when you naming off different sections and you think of different groups that came out of there, everybody from fucking the Beat Nuts to fucking Mobb Deep to fucking Cormega to fucking Tragedy, Lost Boys, for Onyx, run DMC, you just name mad legendary MCs before you even get to Nas. You need it's like, man, Shan, fucking. Let's talk about the bridge and what the fucking bridge meant to you. Marley Marl, MC Shan, the bridge.
What, the actual record? The
actual song.
Man, bro, like it was just one of them joints. Like it's certain songs from before our era, before we was out. Like it's certain songs that you heard in the park at park jams. Like when you heard them, you know, either the fight was going to break out or the party turned up, or and that was one of them joints. And at the time, Shan had I remember another joint called Left Me Lonely, but that joint, the bridge, it was just strong. You understand what I'm saying? It was a strong joint. You know what I mean? And it brought pride. It was one of them joints that was from Queens. It would give you pride. And at that time, Queens had it rough, nigga. Like niggas was steady panning Queen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, Queens is whatever. You know, so at that time, we had to work extra to be like, no, Queens is not just whatever. You know?
Yeah.
And it was one of those joints that helped cement, I guess, the legacy of what we were all expected at a minimum to present after. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was a high level bar right there, because
bro. Yeah.
You know, like coming from Jersey, and I ain't really, I used to go to summer camp every summer. I was away at summer camp. And when you go to summer camp, it's like they playing Jethro Tull, Ozzy Osbourne, Leonard Skinner.
Right.
You forced to really listen to that. Right.
Right.
And I think that year was the first time I had a box, my own shit. So The bridge is something that I played over and over and over again. And it was like, that's when I learned Queens Bridge Project is the largest housing project in the country.
Yeah, in the world, bro. I mean,
in the world, right?
And it's the biggest project, in the United States.
And then you hear what he's saying, and I'm from Jersey, and I could very well relate. And then at the end, it's like an inspirational fucking verse. It's like the message at the end of the song.
You wise up, so
all the people in the place
that you off.
But just that whole shit, stay in school, like you just pursue your goals. I'm pursuing mine. Like the way he fucking shine on you with intelligence, and even after the shit is one of the street, it's fucking street. So that's a very impactful record. This is impact just for hip hop culture. And once again, coming out of Queens with all the great MCs that will follow, it's just
it set a precedent.
Yeah, man.
And to be a part of that, I think any of us that's from Queens that ended up being successful at this, like and getting the privilege of following, after people like Shan and Maul and Craig G and even Roxanne Shante.
Big salute to Roxanne Shante.
Yeah, like Roxanne. Shout out to Roxanne Shante, who she broke open the world of
battle rap. Yeah,
and she could hang with dudes that spit. So just to come to be from or play a part of what they started, to be a part of that it's a ill thing. It's a blessing,
Yeah. Who's your favorite MC other than Mike Geronimo?
I ain't my favorite MC, to be honest. I look at it different. I'm my favorite competition. That's what I said.
Salute to that. Salute to that. No doubt. I like that. I like that.
But it's so many people, bro. You can't name, but my favorite, that's hard to say, bro. Like, what you mean now or lifetime? Like,
I'm saying, like, is there who's your if
I mean,
you stuck on an island and you go listen to one album other than Mike Geronimo's album, who album you listening to? Shit.
It's only one album.
Just one. I would
probably end up listening to Ice Cube. It would probably be.
Damn, that's dope. That's fucking dope.
It would probably be Death Certificate.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm glad you said that, because that just kicks in another fucking door, another myth we need to fucking dispel.
Wow, about what?
How people think New Yorkers have this disdain for other fucking.
Nigga, stop, please.
Nah, man, that's an ongoing. I hear that. Oh, hey, New York niggas. I'm like, yo, I'm from Jersey. First of all, I'm from Jersey. 1, 2, and no, and the people, it ain't like that. It's really not like that.
Nah, we it's bugged out. Like, what? Cube was my, like, I never forget seeing Cube perform at the Apollo, bro, when I was a kid. Wow. Like, I think it was Ice Cube and I want to say it was Cool G Rap that night at the Apollo. I think whatever it was. I remember seeing Ice Cube perform, and I was like, "Yo, man, I got to do that one day." That's crazy, So I was big on it. Like I said, with me, it was always, if I got something from it, it didn't matter where you was from, who you was. If I could take something from it and I dug it, that was enough for me. So I listen to them just as well. But yeah, it would be Death Certificate.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, who's your top 5 dead or alive?
That's hard too.
Hold on.
It has to be in order, or it's just
don't. So I let me put it to you this way, right? Because for me, and I think it's personal. Actually, this question is personal. There's no right, wrong answer. There's no nothing.
Right.
For me, it's from the time I would say 14 to 19, right? It's a very important time in my life. It's like that's the when you coming into the knowledge of yourself as a human being, as a man. You know what I mean? Like you kind of start to get on your own, little freedom, you know, what have you. And the artists that were there helped me grow me as a man, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it's really, you know,
I get it.
KRS, of course, G-Rap, Rakim,
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, LL. You know what I mean? That's what we talking about right now. I'm forgetting. Oh, my favorite MC in 1988 was Big Daddy Kane.
There you go.
Right. So that's personal how I look at it because of that time in my life.
So I guess Rakim definitely is one. G-Rap is another. Slick Rick is another. LL is another. KRS One. You know, if it had to be, and there's more than that, but in that same frame of thought, thinking, those are people who definitely they would compel me to try. Like I remember Rakim seeing Know the Ledge, like the video, and I was just like, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like I remember just watching that video and being like, that's how you do it. You know, or G-Rap, you know, Streets of New York, just listening to that and over listening like, that's how you put it down. You know,
Road to the Riches.
It's
like the hardest song ever, bro. That shit is hard, bro.
Yeah, like G-Rap was like one of the first to like really bring like all the street shit to the forefront. You feel what I'm saying? I left Ice Cube out. I kind of feel guilty about that because I definitely, he influenced me as well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, though in that spirit, it would have to be those people.
Yeah. DJ Pioneer says Grand Poobah. Big shout out to Grand Poobah. He's definitely one of the greats. You know, it's really
too.
Man, it's really too many to really have
a
five.
And
my five changes from time to time.
Honestly put, bro, when people say that top five that are alive, I'm like, you can't really just have a top five that are alive. Nobody can.
Well, here's the thing though, right? All right, so just say we just look at like, all right, who's your on the basketball court? You got five, I got five. Put your five up, I put my five up. Right. You can look at it like that. You know what I mean? But you know, it's still subjective because you can't tell another person how a piece of art affects them.
Exactly.
You can't ever I can't. Exactly. So this my great. He could say some old whack shit for us. For that person, it's like, yo, you don't understand. That shit got me through the hardest times of my life. You can't tell that person that shit ain't effective.
That's my point. Like, bro, there's people from our era that I could look at in the same vein. You know what I mean? Like, I could look at Big and be like, yeah, nigga, that was definitely Big is on my one of the nicest ever lists. No question. You understand what I'm saying? Wayne is on my one of the nicest ever lists. Jay-Z is on my one of the nicest ever lists. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's people from our era, Raekwon, Ghostface. Like, there's plenty of people, bro. Plenty of people. You know what I mean? And so you can't even just reserve it to that. It's all over the map. But I feel it. I feel where you coming from. You know.
Yeah. Now, to your point, because it's so varied right now in terms of hip hop, what hip hop is, how it's perceived, how it's sold, packaged, all that shit, right?
Mhm.
You know, there's a conversation about there being adult contemporary hip hop, and you know, the stations need to expand their playlists to include
Right.
more shit that, you know, people who talking to us. I'm 52, bro. I don't want to put you on blast, but I'm 52,
Nah,
and my conversation
I'm
just is
cool.
my conversation is my conversation. I can't
Wait,
expect.
hold on, time out, bro. But you said that like I'm not cool with being 47. I'm having the time of my life, bro. I'm
Hey,
all right.
there you go. Hey, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't want to put you on blast. You might be like, nah, Hawk, I'm 35.
Nah,
I don't
I'm
know what
not
you talking
on
about, OG.
nigga.
You might
I'm
fuck around calling me
out,
OG or
bro.
some shit.
Nah, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Trust we good, bro.
Nice.
But I hear you like nigga, like you know, it is what it is. To me, I don't see it so much as anything outside of what I'm cool with and what I'm not, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hate to sound so cut and dry about it, but that's how I see it.
Yeah. I'm having a high moment right now. You gotta excuse me.
You all right?
I'm like, what the fuck we talking about? My bad. Yeah, I'm some high right now. Sparking mad isn't me. I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, we got off on some shit. What the fuck we talking about? And we took a left turn.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
All right. Say, man, you gotta apologize. I gotta apologize, bro. I gotta apologize. Yeah, man. So, yo, yeah, Ali's she's over there laughing right now. But we got to do some work, bro.
I'm with that.
So listen, it's Madism.
Uh-huh.
The name of the episode is Lyricism.
Yeah.
You got bars?
Oh, come on, man. Really? You told me it was bar night. Now we gotta go.
No, you don't have to. You don't know. Nope, you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. But you know, when I get, you know,
wait.
I get my mans in the building. Yeah, I mean, he said, yeah, he told me it was bar night. It's not bar night. It don't have to be.
All right, so.
But you know.
I'm a low life seriously spit in your face. I use bars like gem stars whipping your face. Since you got it fucked up, we pumped up from struggling. Anybody get it from the thugs to the government. Something you can never understand. The plan stays safe, the bandana cover my face. The same nigga that'll show what you wake, and I don't shine shoes no more. My operation's nothing but cake to haters. Hope you got enough juice to fade it. So we do is stepping up like some escalators, and I can have y'all attached up to respirators. While you praying at my luck up on the street, betray us, but nah. It's never happening, Mike. Stay rapping and you don't want to let me up in the gate, then I'm clapping and hit the ground, getting crash position. Whoever's saying they on top of the ask permission. Yeah. Let me see. See the 6 while you just got on board with that. I'm done on board with that. Got a flow, babe, bro. Put me on to that. Shit's real. Put me on the map. My shit went on from that. The cosmic questions answered. I am born to rap. Mama goes through me a rope and I avoided the trap. Got a story to tell the hell. Remember the pissy staircase, the smell, PBT, the general, MIC, international, bigger than just your NYC. Traded mail in at Heights for scale, so one day there's a 747 with my name on the tail and a fleet of exotics, and that boy made it, but he didn't have to do it with guns and narcotics. You don't want that, you want cameras going off. And every other song about my hammer going off suggested you're getting low and the grammar's going off. In my bones, I exhibit the mannerism of boss. This is chess, not checkers, stupid. Can he do it? Nah, the question is, can they prove it, move it? Looking like I caught 20 grand and scooped it here. Go on and get yourself a new suit. I am back in town and ready to raise root. Put a pump in your mouth so it shatter your tooth. Not a joke, what's the matter with you? Motherfucker should have known this is America. Don't nobody love you. I done broke free from that Willie Lynch shit. It's all a hustle. Everybody get with it. This is smoke and mirrors. So fuck it. We get digits to the last being alive. ODs and dies. And I shoot for the moon and bear hug the sky. Slinging cellophane. Things of these bars of mine. I should put a stamp on them and call them Coolie High. I survived the game because they love this guy. My quinine mix, nigga shit, the fix so heavy I could feel the steering wheel in the Bentley coming. This is Pap and them Bebo's gunning. My genius mind got them C notes coming. Goes from the game, you don't see nothing from him till it's too late. My team too straight, like 12:30 on the clock can't hurt me, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the show. You know,
that's a nice thing right there. Bars, nigga. Bars, nigga. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice.
I ain't know it was bar night. You ain't tell me all of that, bro.
Christian Galvin, we need a new album. I'm sorry, I mean throw you under the bus, but it was worth it.
Nah,
after you spit that jewel, god damn, that shit was dope, B.
Nah,
that shit was dope.
The album or the project, I appreciate it, bro. Yo, I'm having fun with this shit, bro.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, with the culture, it's like you just get a love for just doing this shit, just to do this shit with no expectation of no shit. Like that's how the culture was built, with us doing some shit, and we didn't even know what the fuck we was doing. We was just
but that goes back to what, but that goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's cool when you start to figure out like it is all of those things that are outside of everything else. So it is all of those small things that make the shit what it's supposed to be. You understand what I'm saying? So it's cool to have fun with it and the ability to do it.
So I got this project called Arbery with this joint called Old School Head. Can I spit it for you?
Yeah, got it, bro.
I'm an old school head with old school ways. On the straight and narrow, I don't go two ways. I don't know how y'all do it, but we stay right and exact like a square and a compass. Spit it right with the facts. I'm the glare when the sun passes. There's light in my raps. Don't even stare, be a dumbass. There's light when I clap. You don't want the applause and we don't need the feedback. What goes around comes around. They're not passing weed back. Ask Pooh Bah who the master of the ceremony. Stay getting checks off the ism like alimony. Name always stay on the wire like a pair of ponies. Flame always stay on the fire with a tenderoni. It's Hakeem Green, you can call me Hawk Money. Always got green, life always sunny. Save the drama for a thespian. I stay sleeping on my gun like the Mexican. I'm just an old school head over boom bap beats. If my shit sound dated, I love that boom bap heat. Sounding like the 80s, smoke like bamboo sheets. Trade bags of haze on a Cancun beach. Trying to box with God, but their hands don't reach. I'm a raw in the mountain like Moses when they speak. Burning bush with Aaron, pushing a McLaren. Playing some old school shit, speakers blaring. Beat the street till it's red like Sharon. I'm the master of the ceremony, ask Don Barron. Moment in love, the first time I smoked the bud. Made art from the noise, beat boxing in the club. These other niggas saying nothing, I'm Dougie Fresh. Walk away like David, I Vinny Rocky like I'm Tretch. Balling out with my queen like the New York Mets. Raised out in Jersey, learned from New York vets. I'm an old school head, but my shit brand new. Name world famous like the Awesome Two. When Magic had the juice, Shantae had the crew uptown, the Wild West. Brooklyn had the zoo. Down to get biz, stay milky like I'm Giz to get my audio right. We was off to see the Wiz. They said we couldn't win, but we was trapped in the game. Run said, walk this way, we walked to the Hall of Fame. Showed the youngsters how it go, now it never sounds the same. Took my crew pop, got more fame than Dana Dane. I'm an old school head, triple OG, fat laces, pro kids, twisting OG. It's old school head.
Okay, kid.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to celebrate us, B. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to celebrate us.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying? That's how it should be, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I really love our generation and what we was able to accomplish, what we put together, what we laid down. You know what I mean? So salute to you, brother, because you wanted to stand out individuals from my period of time, and they call it the golden era. So for you to be that, for you to be that brother like that, you know what I'm saying, means a lot to me. Always stand up guy, man. Salute Mike Geronimo, bro. Let people know how they can track you down, what you got coming on, what they can expect.
Right now, what's immediately in front of me is getting ready to release some music out to the public, which I'm excited about. So the first two songs off of like my new project 3016, it'll probably come out around the second or third week in May. So I'm excited about that. You know, shout out to Self Service, my man. Who else? They
Self-service salute.
yeah. So you know the heat that's getting ready to drop. You know, and that's the first thing. I mean, to track me down, very easy. At Real Mike Geronimo is my Twitter. On IG, Mike Geronimo, I'm there. The website, MikeGeronimomusic.com. You could go there as well. On Facebook, there's the Mike Geronimo fan page. You could go there as well. So I'm everywhere. TikTok as well, Mike Geronimo. So between all these outlets, I'm available. I'm there. I could be reached. You know. Other than that, bro, like
Nice.
I know, it's just looking forward to, you know, doing.
Yo, salute to you, brother, because you know you represent you represent the real hip hop through and through. People check the story, you know, and they'll see that, you know, you represent the real hip hop. And I put you on the spot. You spit them fire bars, so that's real hip hop.
You ain't telling me you was born.
Nah, my bad. But you know, hey man, I'm saying it was worth it because they came in with the salute.
Likewise, blood. I love
you.
Respect,
love you too, Mike. Yo,
it's always a pleasure, bro. You family to me, man. Appreciate you having me, bro. We gotta get together and collaborate again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like soon enough.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, you know, with all the isms we was talking about and discussing, there's plenty of things for us to
opportunities.
Yeah, you know, so. We gonna stay linked up, stay in touch.
Oh, for sure. Yes, sir. I'm so glad this happened. Thanks to Image PR Boutique. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, down. You know, Clubhouse is a wonderful thing. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Just because of this right here, this is dope.
Shout out to the Battle of for the Throne family.
No doubt.
In the room, I love each and every one of them. They good people. Respect. Shout out to my family, my kids, my wife. I love y'all. And again, I appreciate you having me, bro. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yo, this is Hakeem Green, channel live and direct, BDP all day, every day. All we do is spark mad ism with my brother Mike Geronimo. Yo, we out of here. Peace.